Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this week's video, we are going to take a look at the Polyend Synth and 3 ways how I'm using it within my own productions and incorporating it into my live rig. And a little bit of what you're going to hear today sounds like this. First up, we are going to look at the most obvious way, well, kind of obvious, the most traditional way that you can use the Polyend Synth, and that is just to use it as a single instrument. So as you can see here, we have the 3 parts. We have like a little chord, an arpeggiator, and a lead line. But if we come across to scenes, we'll go initialize. We don't want to save that. We can go click the little button here, go to grid, and then if we go into the layout, you can see the layout here. We just change that and we go all blue. That's just going to give us 1 synth. Go back. Now I know that a lot of other people have covered every engine ad nauseum, so I'm not going to kind of go into that. If you do want to know a bit more, let me know and I can cover that. But I try and do videos that other people kind of haven't covered it, and there is a ton of videos on the Polyend Synth already, so I'm just kind of trying to showcase how I'm using it, and maybe this might help give you an informed decision if this will fit in your system. So let's go over to synths. Actually, go back and out, and we're onto the engines. We can go shift an engine, then it brings us up to all the engines. Go into acid. Actually, let's go to fat, lotus, and then what we can do is come in to grid, and we're at C minor. Let's change that to E minor, and then we go back, synths, take all the voices off the other one, and just add them all onto our main one. Go back, and then you can also use a keyboard. I've got a keyboard just out of reach, but the easiest way to use it, obviously you still got all the effects and everything like that. Come across to the mixer, go mixer one more time. We're at the blue, so we're gonna, we don't want the mod, we want the delay. And that reverb. And you can hear there, for something for $500, it sounds pretty good. That's why it's going into my live rig. Next up is how I use it as a jam machine. Now you can use the built-in scenes within here, or you can make your own to really give the jam sessions your own sort of flavor. But for this, we're going to just use the built-in. Let's go to, there's a ton already in here. We're going to go to Luca Lombardi Life Flows On. So that's the one we're going to use. We don't want to save that. So now we have what I find is the most powerful part of this synth. We got the 3 parts. We have a little arpeggiated. We have a little bass line. and we have the little arpeggiated sort of lead line. Now I like this, but I want to change the effects a little bit. So we go Shift and Effects, brings up the effects. We're gonna go back. We want that delay and we want that feedback up. So there we go. And now because we have it set up with the note follow, so you can kind of just jam out different ideas, and this is very, very different from how I would usually make music. So we can hear that there's a lot going on with that filter. So we can go over. We want this one. That filter LFO amount, we want that down to 0. Take that resonance down. And I find that these sort of sessions with this kind of playing the different elements and kind of using the built-in sequencer and arpeggiator, I can get some happy accents that I wouldn't generally think of when I'm sort of just programming within Logic. So next up, let's have a look at how I use it in my live rig. So the last thing that I'm going to be using the Polyend Synth for the majority of the time is in my live rig. I've kind of had a look at it, and with the live rig, it's very, you got to be aware of how much space you have, how much you can carry, and how many hands you got. It's just me up there. I'm trying to control drum machines, sequencing things and everything like that. And I just wanted something else that I could kind of play a little bit live. I've been using the Juno 106 little boutique from Roland. And while it's good, if I sequence something to it, it's all over. So this is where I really, really like the concept of the Polyend Synth and why I'm going to put it into the live rig. As we've talked about earlier, you can split up the parts. And then for my live rig, I'm going to be having the chords coming from the left or the synth 1. Arpeggiator will be synth 2, and that arpeggiator will always mirror what the chords are doing, so I can bring them in and out. And then lastly will be the little lead line. So for this, I have a little remix that I've been working on that I'm going to be playing live. I've already got it queued up where it's in the same key, so when I play the notes on the right hand side, it's never going to be out of key. And I've already put some effects in there because we've kind of covered all that already. So yeah, I'll give you a listen and you can see how I'm going to be using it live. So as you can hear, we have the chords. So if I just solo out, chords, arpeggiator, and the lead line, play that along, and then so whenever I want to kind of add something extra to a section, or if I want to do a little build up, I can So there you go, just a little bit of a way how I can use this. And if I'm going along, got the mixer come across, maybe I want less of the arpeggiated line, bring up the lead line a little bit. Kind of bring that up again. So there you go, it's just a nice way that I can kind of get some immediate hands-on. I can still get the sounds of the synths, but then I can add a little bit more with that extra lead section. So that's about it for this week. Obviously, we've covered 3 ways that you can use a synth and how I'm going to be using it majority of the time. Hopefully you've got something out of this. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them all. And at the end of the day, hopefully this has inspired you to create something. Until next time, see you later.